Hey everybody, what's going on? Welcome to another Pygame tutorial video. In this video, what we're going to be working on is making our buttons responsive. So we want the button to feel like a button when we hover over it. So right now we've got our buttons on our text, but when we hover it, it does nothing. So now we want to discuss how might we make these buttons react to the mouse going over them. Well, what I propose is that we take, the color and just make it lighter. So in the sense of green, we can make green, we can have a darker green and a lighter green. The darker green is inactive, lighter green active. So close out of this, and the first thing that we'll do it to is play. So let's scroll back up to the top here and look at our colors. So we've got white, black, red, yellow, green, and clock. And green, to make a light green, we can just call this light underscore green. And we'll say light green equals, since it's red, green, blue, 0, 255, 0. So that's the brightest green possible. So then we'll scroll back down. Where the heck are we? Here we are. And now we want to change the color of our button depending on whether our mouse is over the button or not. So how might we do that? Well, we know that there is, if you recall from the event loop, for event in pygame.event.get, we can print event. So we'll save and run that. You don't have to type that if you don't want, but I just want to show you guys. Oh no, this is tabbed over improperly, but that's okay. We'll just tab this for now. Deal with it. Hopefully that'll work now. Okay. So when we have the game up, we can put this down here, and we can see that it's giving us the location of our mouse. This is position, and that is the location. Actually, my face might be over that. That is the location of the mouse, right? So you can see these are all locations, this pulse. So let me close out of this. So we know we can find the location of the mouse, so then we can just throw in an if statement that is like, well, if our mouse is within the borders of our button, then let's go ahead and light up the button. So we'll come back down here right before we draw the rectangle. So basically we're drawing the rectangle here, and we can say, first of all, we can say the position of the cursor. So we'll say cur for cursor equals pygame.mouse.get underscore position, and that will be the position of our mouse, and it'll be the XY. So for example, we could print the cursor, and let me make sure we're not printing event. Let's stop that. That's too much spam for my tastes. And let's go ahead and save and run that. And you should see here, whoops, that wherever the mouse is, it's just constantly updating the location of the mouse. Even if we hold it steady, it is going to continue updating. So anyway, we'll close out of this, and we don't need to be printing the cursor anymore. But it was a tuple. So then we can ask the question, if the mouse is within our cursor area. So eventually we're going to pack all this stuff into a function. But I just want to take it one step at a time here. So we've got, first of all, what are we asking? So we're asking if this number plus this number, so if x is between this number and this number plus this number, then cool. And then we need to ask if y is between this number and this number plus this number. If all those are the case, then we know that the mouse is within the boundaries of our button. So for example, it would be if 150 plus 100 is greater than, you could do greater than or equal to, but let's be honest, the person is going to be like 1 pixel, so we'll just use greater than for now. Cur 0, so the x, and while cur 0 is simultaneously greater than 150. Again, I recognize we're hard coding a lot of this, and we're going to end up just turning this into a function, but I just want to use these for now. to save us some time, because we will just convert this in a little bit. So we're asking here if the cur 0 is the x, if it's within those boundaries, and 500 plus 50, so this number and this number, so y plus the height of the box is greater than cur 1, where it is simultaneously greater, cur 1 is simultaneously greater than just straight up the 500, then what would we want to do? Well, we'll do this, and then we'll just throw an else statement here, and then we'll do the same thing. And then this is if the mouse is within the boundaries. So we want to use a light green. I can't remember if I use an underscore or what. So yeah, so light underscore green is what we use. So we would do light underscore green if the mouse is within those boundaries. So we can go ahead and save and run this. And we pull it up, and now when we hover our mouse over the button, we see that it gets lighter. So now this looks and feels a little bit more like a button to the user because it is somewhat interactive. So now we have the impression that, hey, this might do something, let's click it, right? Obviously it doesn't do anything yet, but we have an idea that it might. So cool, but now we know that, well, we have a slight issue here, and that is that, well, first of all, there's a lot of hard coding here. That's a lot of code, and really we want to have like a button function here. So that's obviously something we have to look forward to and do, but that'll have to be in another video. So that's going to be it for this video. As always, thanks for watching.